Hello and welcome to another guide on how to snipe vipers with Swann's concentrated beam. On Cradle of Death, you will only face vipers if the third area is on the right, and the fourth area is the bottom right. The bottom left area has no vipers, and the left area has no vipers. If the third area is the left side, there will also be no vipers. So I'm going to show you both versions. First, let's look at the right side here. So in the third area, there are 4 vipers, so there are 4 shots that you will need to hit. The first one is this spot you see here. There are 2 little rocks here. You click this bottom rock. This is the first one. So you shoot, bam, that's the first one. And since there are so many vipers, you'll probably use this for every you'll use this every time it's off cooldown, if you can. And if you can't, then you can use pulse cannon. The second one is this rock right here. So the first one was this rock. The second one is this rock here. The furthest one to the north of this cluster. Click here. This one's hit. Unfortunately, it doesn't reach this one, so we're gonna have to use another one. So the next one is this spot right here. So you see here these rocks, the furthest one out here, you put your crosshair like parallel to the middle part, and then just go like this, gone. And then there's one more right here. Of course, if you don't have concentrated beam for it, you just need to remember that you have to fight it. But if you can, then you will use concentrated beam right here. So the previous one right here. Next one is the 1, 2, 3, fourth one right here. Click there, and it's gone. Then let's get to the bottom right area. So the fourth area, there are 4 sets of vipers. So you need to shoot this 4 times. In fact, I would prioritize shooting these vipers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would prioritize shooting these vipers over the right ones if you can. So the first one is there's this spot right here. So you see how there's this line? There's this line right here. You pick the spot when it goes to the top, kind of like the top of the triangle, and you click it. You'll take out the first one. Next one, the second one is there is this second rock. The second rock right here. First one was here. Second one is this second rock right here. You click it. Both vipers are gone. The next one is this one out here. So you see there are these kind of medium-sized rocks or big ones, and then there's this little tiny one that sticks out. You click this little tiny one that sticks out. It looks like it barely got it, but you need full mastery, and you'll get both of them. Then there's one more, far back. The last one, you see this rock right here. The one for very far out, you click this rock. This one clears a lot of stuff. So to review the spots, first one, we have this spot right here, first, second, third, fourth. So these 4 will take out all the vipers in this area. And then the next one, let's move this beam out the way. So we have 1 here, 2, second rock, 3, 4. Remember that if the second area is the right side and the bottom area, right area is the fourth, then you only have four shots, these vipers to get rid of. So you can save a lot of shots. It's only when you have to deal with this side as the third area and this side as the fourth area that there are lots and lots of vipers. Now we're going to take a look at what you can do if there are no vipers on the map. So here, this is the second area. There are no vipers, and the last area is not here because there are no constructs. We will be going to the bottom left. In this area, there are no vipers, so you can still use the concentrated beam to take out some threatening enemies. The threatening enemies will be like this group right here, you can take out a lot of these mutas here, a lot of these mutas here. You can take out these 3 brute lords, which are the most threatening enemies in this area, and you can take out some of these infestors. So that's what we'll take out. In the second area, let's go here first. First one, there is here. At first, remember we shot this one earlier, but this one hits a viper. We will shoot this one right here to hit the mutas. So a little bit further down. Click there. A lot of these will go down. This one you don't really need to do, but if you do it, then it's kind of it's nice to have, basically. The other one is actually the same as this one. So if you click this one, this was one of the vipers earlier. You can use the same one. Click here, and you kill a lot of the mutas. Now on this side, we're gonna shoot the brute lords. So what you do is you look for these rocks, and you point the beam at the tip. You see this sharp rock over here. You point it at the tip, and you shoot. 3 brute lords are gone. And now for the last part, we have infestors. So here, we will look at this bottom left ramp. The first one, you see here, there's this like little imprint on the ground that looks like a circle. You will click this spot. First one, shoot. Infestors are gone. Infestors are gone. And then we have one more shot. So we first used this one. We shot at this spot to take out the infestors here and here. Now there are 2 more here and here. We will take these 2 out with 1 shot. So normally, when you go to the bottom left, you will go down this way and you will come up and take them out here. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get this one, but this one is kind of when you are ending the map anyways, so we're not going to deal with that. So here for the spot, there is this spot right here. So it's kind of hard to remember, but you just kind of have to remember this spot. It's over here. It's near this light. So you see this kind of light rock near a bunch of dark rocks. So you click this spot right here. Infestor gone, infestor gone. Now we're gonna take a look at player 2, the person on the left. So the lasers are in different positions, so that means that you'll have to aim at different spots. And again, we will start at, we're gonna start with the vipers first. So in the third area, there are vipers here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So again, you will look at this space once again. So even without vision, you can see this side of the base. So the first viper, we will click this flat rock. You see, at first we click this one. This time there's this big flat rock about the size of my crosshair, the length. Click this one. First viper is gone. The second one will go up, and there's this rock again. So this same one, we'll click this one. This was the same as the previous one. Next one. This one is the same as the other one as well. So right here, the little mountain that's the furthest out, you'll click it, and we get the aberrations as well. And then the last one, this time, instead of this one, we need to point it at the one above. So we click here, and we get it. Then we will look at the bottom right. So this time, we won't look at this area. We will look down here at the ramp. So at the ramp, the first spot is this one. You see this light rock? So there are lots of small rocks. We look at this squarish one, like a PlayStation controller square. We'll just click this one first. We actually get these 2. So this first one gets 2. Then the second one. The second one is, there's this one right here. So the first one was this square. The second one is this small dot right here. So the first one's here, second one is right here. And then we get rid of that guy. Okay. Next, the third one. The third one is, you see this triangle on the ground. There's a triangle on the ground. You point it at the right angle right here. So right here, at the corner, you point this on the corner. And then this one and this one are gone. Then we have one more. The last one, also on the ground, you see this triangle, another triangle right here. We will point it at this spot right here. So this triangle, point it right here. And we get this. It looks like we almost missed, but because we have full mastery, we get it, and most of the space is clear. So again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, yes, this one. And then down here we have square, so that's 1. This rock, 2. This corner, 3. This spot right here, 4. Now we're gonna take a look at what you should do if you don't have to deal with vipers. So this area is the second area. So there are no vipers. We will not go into the bottom right area because we'll be going to the bottom left for the last area. So just like with the first player, we will take out these groups instead and take out these Brood Lords, take out some infestors. First one, we will point the rock, we'll point the laser at this rock. So you see next to this mineral patch, there's this rock that kind of stands out. I don't know if it stands out to you, but to me it stands out. So there's this rock right here. You point your crosshair right on it and you'll take out a bunch of stuff. Since there are no vipers, it's kind of okay if you miss, but ideally you want to point it exactly on this spot. The next one, you see these two spots, you'll point it in between. So somewhere in between these two, and then we'll take out a bunch of Mutalisks plus aberrations. So this will clear out a bunch of tough enemies in the second area. Now for the Brood Lords on the left. So we pointed at this jagged rock earlier. This time we're going to go a little bit further down. And you see there are two spots you can choose. You can choose this spot or you can choose this flat rock. Either one. So this flat rock's probably easier. So you can choose this flat rock and then you shoot. 3 Brood Lords gone. So the flat rock is probably easier to remember. So yeah, there's this one. This rock looks similar to the one over on this side. So one of those. Alright, so it's an oval shape. Not this sharp one, but over here. And then the last area. This time we will be looking at stuff inside our base. And we're gonna shoot down these two first, and then this one and this one second. So the first one, it's this tiny rock. First one is this tiny rock. In between this rock and over here, there's a tiny rock. You click that. Gone. So you don't even need to know, like, if you're busy, you're in the middle of action, you're fighting other things, you just know, I've concentrated beam, I click this rock, it's gone. The other rock that we'll click on is this rock, right here. Of course, if you build supply depots and stuff, you're gonna block the vision of it, but assuming that you just like build elsewhere, and you know not to build here, then you can just click this and point to these things. So this will save you a lot of time because you don't have to aim the beam. You also save money because you don't need to use a herc.